Peace, everyone. This is Spiritual Therapy. Got a little interruption on my first live. Spiritual therapy is dealing with self and dealing with the world outside of ourselves. So, with spiritual therapy, are we natural healers? Are people artificial healers? A lot of people don't understand what spiritual therapy is and how your eternal feelings and your emotions determine the destination of your growth from within. See, the deeper you go, the higher you will be and the higher you will rise, the higher you will elevate yourself. So with the spiritual therapy, it's dealing with the mind, body, and the soul. And how you are using those mechanisms and those experiences that you have within yourself, how you're expressing it to the outside world, and how you're expressing it to someone you may love or someone you may care about. So spiritual therapy to me is about self-rebuilding, because we want to destroy all of the bad, negative things in our past. We want to accept it. We want to grow from it, but we also want to destroy it and let it be. Let it rest in its place. A lot of people don't know what spiritual healing is, and a lot of people don't know how to heal themselves. So a lot of people reach for materialistical things in this reality for self-healing, for self-pleasurement. But those aspects is all temporary, because no matter what you go through, the energy of a situation or experience always tends to follow you. Positive energy stays, negative energy is at a constant war to stay on you. So due to our experiences personally within our lives, as our childhood, growing up, the environment that you've been in and you were placed in, determines your spiritual growth. There's an environment outside of you, and there's also an environment within your mind. And a lot of people don't want to tap in within their mind to get the spiritual therapy for themselves, because it's okay to talk to yourself. A lot of people don't talk to themselves. They always have to talk to someone, to try to get some healing, an outside healing, when all the healing is within. And we got to be reminders of ourselves to say, hey, spiritual therapy is the best thing to do. I ain't got to go to a psychiatrist or a therapist, to get real understanding about myself and what I'm battling inside myself, and what I'm battling within the mind, and what I'm battling in the outside world. It's two wars, and they both sacred. So we have to have a understanding the words we use, and how we really speak down to ourselves in doubt, and how we really condition our lives and our realities. Much love to everyone that's tuning in. Just talking about spiritual therapy and how you can just rebuild yourself and recharge your energy just by the way you think and what you do and how you speak to people, because we tend to worry about what other people think. And this is what's the roadblock in your spiritual therapy of growing, of understanding you, because your path is your path. Your life is your life. Your beliefs and your knowings is for you. It's for no one else to put a stamp on it, to give you confirmation. You're your own confirmation. So, and you're in your own existence, in your own path. So we all learning and we all remembering these things within ourselves. So we have to be self-healers within ourselves first before we go out to the world to start healing people, to start doing, using our powers. We have to use our powers on ourselves first to make sure we're okay and our condition is good and our vibration is good, that we can go out to the world and spread the love, spread the unity. Because once we separate ourselves within our minds, we're separating ourselves from our spirit, our true self. And this artificial world divides us and separates ourselves from one another. So we all looking at everything in separation and division. So everything that goes on in the mind goes on in the world. Is a war in the mind, is a war in the world. It's disease out here in the world and disease in the mind. A lot of people are mentally ill, spiritually ill, spiritually tired, spiritually dead. See, spiritual motivation deals with your spirits run your motivation. How many spirits do you have in you? We have multiple spirits in us. We have our ancestors in us. And I'm going to talk about how it deals with sex and how your spirits really motivate you, because a lot of people are carrying on dead weight, dead spirits, dead situations. dead vibrations. And it's clinging on to us as a people and us subconsciously that we're just being programmed to worry and stress. It's all an illusion. That aspect is an illusion. These negative vibrations and everything is an illusion. Difference is you're being tricked by the illusion to fall for it. So you're in your lower self, your lower realms, your lower dimensions. This is why when people in their lower self, in their lower spirit, they become devils. Devils are dimensions of evil. You have dimensions of good in you and dimensions of evil in you. Your spirit has to identify that. If you can keep it balanced here in this plane of existence, you're in your path and in your purpose, and you know what you got to do. And I hear all these conscious people talking about this, talking about that, but nobody's really talking about love and just unifying just under those two laws. Well, it's actually one law, because love brings unity. You know what I mean? There's no higher knowledge, no higher wisdom than love. Everybody else is reaching, going to this book, going to this book, going to this person, going to this person. You got the love within. There's no higher knowledge, no higher wisdom than that. There's nothing more that can complete you more than that. So with the spiritual therapy of you recognizing within yourself is to identify these things and say, yo, in hindsight, bullshit's going to come my way. It's destined to come my way, but am I mentally and spiritually prepared for the war of any situation that comes my way, that tries to break my spirit, break my will, break my mind, break my peace, derail me off my path? See, we had to be more emotionally intelligent. We had to hold emotional intelligence to say, hey, I'm a soul. I'm a living expression and vibration of everything. And to be here is a sacred moment. And nobody can put a confirmation on it but myself. And the essence of love, the existence of love. This is why you're here. This is why I'm talking to you. And the vibration of my voice can bring you peace within your mind. See, people keep talking about hate and putting these worldly labels and titles to classify people when we need to get back our minds. We need to get back our spirit. We need to get back our mojo. If you ain't got that, what fight are you going to fight within the war? What you going to use? Because the war in you is for eternity. You got to win your next battle when you elevate to the next higher realm of existence. You got to win that battle. Are you preparing yourself for that battle? Or are you just destroying yourself so when you go, you're going to go to a negative realm and you're just going to be in chaos? Because negative energy looks to consume positive energy. Negative energy loves to consume positive souls. Negative energy don't want to deal with negative minds and everything. No, it's just going to do what it's going to do, what it's functioned and designed to do within its vibration and its frequency. Peace and love to everybody who's tuning in. Just talking about spiritual therapy. And what can you do to save you? You have to find you within you to save you from you. And we all in an identity crisis. So when people come up onto a platform and swear they got everything figured out and they know everything, they're speaking from an ego. They're protecting their image. No, dwell within your surface. Because you are like me and I'm like you. We're facing the same, battle within this realm. The difference is, where can our spirits be within these vibrations? See, my spirits, I try to keep mine high. Like, I try to keep mine high because I know I'm in the battle as well, every day, every moment. I had to remind myself to say, hey, this is what's going on. Let me critically think, because it's critical to think. If you can critically think and you can think so deep within and you can rationally think on things, to ponder, to come up with a decision, what's good for your spirit and what's bad for your spirit, that's discernment. And we need clarity with self-discernment to say, hey, this is what's good for me, this is what's bad for me, this is what I need to delete, and this is what I need to add on to. Because all of this is creating a karmatic lifestyle in your spiritual growth, spiritual development. You can't grow if you're holding on to negativity. You can't. It's controlling you, it's containing you. And the thing is, children and women hold the biggest vibration and frequency of the love to rebuild everything in this harmony and unity. Simple and plain. So what are we going to do as quote unquote a people, because we have to think as one, because we all are one in the mind, one in the spirit, one in the body. You know, nature shows us that. So we have to go back into our harmony of ourselves and say everything is not bad. Everything is just a test. It's a testimony to you, not nobody else. You. Everything I go through is for me. If I can get through my battles, I want to let people know about the experience of them battles, so they can overcome situations that are similar to that, but it may be a little bit more intensified. See, I might go through experience like you may go through one, but my vibration and my soul may resonate to it differently. Because our soul has a soul. Our soul has a soul. Has its own identity. This is part of your existence for you to be here. It's within your code. It's a code within your code. It's a machine within the machine. It's what keeps you going. And we can't submit to these, these plots of destruction, and the manipulation and deception. We can't put our minds and energy into it. It's good to let people know that are asleep, that can't wake up, to say, hey, this is how you've been, bullwinkled. This is what's really been going on. Let me put you on game. All right, game over. Now it's time to get into your game. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And we have to be self-healers. I mean, you can cry all you want. Just make sure you let... Tears is medicine for the soul. So we become so desensitized to where that we can't show emotion. I'm showing you emotion here because I care to tell you and let you know, as a brother and as a sister, there's no higher knowledge or wisdom than love. You will learn so much more about yourself and this world and the universe if you're vibrating in love and you're not putting nothing above love. How you think you got here? How you think we're able to procreate and create life? How you think we're here to experience this sacred divine? I can't even put words to define it. This is how powerful it is. Hope everyone can share this, because this can help someone. This can save someone's life. This could put somebody on the right path. I ain't got no problem helping people or talking to people. I have a gift, and I love to share my gift so I can help other people open up their gift, open up their package. Dwell within your surface. It's cool to dwell within your surface dwellers. We got to stop looking at things on the surface. Your feet may be on the ground, but your spirit stands on nothing. That's how high you are. Your spirit stands on nothing. Your feet physically on the ground, but your spirit is everywhere. And if I could tap into you, I could tap into your mind and use it for the better good. To say, hey, this is beneficial for you. This is beneficial for your spirit. But so many people stuck in their karmatic lifestyle of their personal life, and they don't understand the negativity that's holding on to them, creating these realities. This is why you got to separate yourself from negative people, because you're going to pick up their karmatic lifestyle as well, their energies of their realities, and it's going to happen to you. And you're going to be wondering why. Even if that person's gone, still negative realities of that person's experience is going to lynch onto you, because you never did your job to close that door all the way and lock the damn key. People don't want closure. Closure goes within. It starts within. You want closure from love. You want closure from that job you always had and you got fired, laid off. You want closure from the pain and the rain. You want closure from the childhood you've been through. Closure is a good thing. You have to accept it, because the only thing constant in life is what? Change. You have to adapt to change. You have to know how to adjust your mind to change. Because if you're not adjusting your mind, your body, and your spirit to change, life is going to make you adapt to it by force, and it's not going to be by your liking. It's not. And you boo-hooing, why I'm going through this, why I'm going through that. Because you ignorant to your own self, to your own spiritual growth. I want to learn everything in this realm that I can, as long as it's elevating me, and I'm not getting my head lost in the clouds of negativity and the negative things of this world. No, I got a job to do. I got love to give and love to bring. Peace to give and peace to bring. If someone got to look at me wrong because I want to do that, and that's about me, it's in my makeup, then they're on the other side, on the evil side. The spiritual game is a political game. So we got to be reminders of ourselves and say, hey, we got to sit down and talk to ourselves within our minds and say, hey, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be good. I wake up every moment, you know, to be positive, to be in my nature, to be in my path, to be in my purpose, to be in my love, and just, you know, to have transformation in your forgiveness. So we have to let things go. Let the past be where it's at, or be doomed by it, because it will repeat if you're holding on to it. It's going to be an endless cycle because you're holding on to it within your mind. Coming to the peace, coming to the rest of things. You can elevate your way of thinking and the way you do things and how you move. And we gotta stop talking down on each other, because people that talk down on each other don't even know that they're creating a hex, quote unquote, a curse. This is why Hollywood creates hexes on celebrities, because they do it in the form of gossip. You put negative energy, because hex means a box. Hex comes from hexagon, but in the hexagon you can create a three-dimensional cube, meaning a box. So when someone's talking negative on someone, they're creating a negative energy to place them in a box. So they're creating a hex. But it's a positive way you can create a hex, by talking, you know, positivity to someone, talking love. You want to put them in the box of love and clarity and unity and all the harmonious things. And we just got to get back to ourselves. Actions of consistency speak your soul's identity. So look around you, and the people that's doing the actions of consistency, you can see their soul's identity, their intentions, what's at their heart. Where's their agenda? And then you got to be even wiser with your mind's first eye to observe any forms of deception. This is when your real power comes in. To know that someone got, you know, excuse me, someone has an agenda against you, or a plot against you. You know, and we have to identify people that's in our lives or in our sacred circle to say, you know, is this person good for me? Person bad for me? It don't matter who it is. It can be your mom, it could be your dad, it can be your sister. It don't matter, because it's all on the surface. That surface of a person has a what? A spirit, a soul. It has a living entity in it with multiple ways to express things, because we're multi-dimensional beings, multi-dimensional spiritual thinkers. Throughout your day, you don't think one thought, you think multiple thoughts. You don't dream once, you have multiple dreams. You don't love once, you have multiple expressions of ways of loving. So people are so one-track minded in the slave mentality, accepting a slave's mentality. So your mind's going to be enslaved. Your spirit is only going to be free as much as you allow it to be. That's why they call it freedom. Let freedom ring. You know when you get an idea, ringing your bell. Freedom is a free dome. This is a dome. Let your mind be free. Let your spirit fly. This body is only a little vessel to be here in this matrix. This is your spaceship. Inside of it is you. You the alien within that spaceship. Everybody want to fix up their car, fix up their body, go get surgery, go do this, go do that. You know, for what? For temporary compensation? So when you do spiritual therapy within yourself, see, many people may have multiple opinions about it, and that's okay. I'm not looking for the commercial opinion. It's all going back to yourself and identifying yourself to say, hey, I got some growing to do, and I also got some destroying to do. I got to let the past go and let the past be. Yeah, the past, it may suck, and there may be some good-ass memories, but a lot of people try to repeat good memories that they already had. Think about it. If you had a good memory in your past, right, and you see the people that you had it with, and you say, hey, let's do what we did back then. You're trying to replay that moment and that vibration all over again. Difference is that moment and that vibration was at its purity. That's why it felt so real, and it was something for you to hold on to. then when you repeated it, it didn't feel the same. That's because everybody that experienced that reality of what they experienced back then in the past with you don't feel the same about that situation. Their energies and their vibrations not the same. You know, you can create more good moments. It's just the people that you had it with, are they tapped into that good moment of having another good moment? See, they still got some more spiritual growth within themselves. And they have to tap into their vibrations. They're really trying to create another good moment. You know? Peace and love to everyone. So, you know, the attack is on the children and the creativity and imagination as well. As us as well, too, as quote-unquote adults, because there's no such thing as being an adult. I don't know what an adult is. I'm a grown child, you know, put it like that. So we all learning and we all rebuilding, and we also, you know, got to destroy these things that we, you know, that become spiritual bondage to us and hold on to us. You know, we got to, it's okay to be deceived, but it's a choice to live your life in the deception of what you're being deceived by. You know, it's good to be deceived. We all been deceived. Ain't no one can say, oh, I ain't been deceived in life, you know, because they're lying to you. You know, they're playing the game. Everyone's been deceived somewhere, some way, somehow. But if you're lost in that deception of being deceived, that was your choice. And we have the power to be natural born healers because we are natural born healers. Difference is we don't know how to tap into it. So we got to go through occult science or esoteric knowledge that was kept hidden from us to try to rebuild ourselves and to really find our power. You know, some people get lost in that game. Like I said, there was no higher knowledge of wisdom than love. So what side are you on? Because you can learn everything, but how you really going to utilize it when the highest principle is love. See, people trying to manipulate the game based upon what they think they know. And that's when they become lost and found, you know. But as I was saying earlier when I was pertaining to the woman, how they hold that energy and that vibration of bringing the peace and love and clarity to situations of this world and, you know, situations within the body, mind, and spirit, that, you know, nowadays, quote unquote, our melanated sisters are unbalanced. Us masculine men, we are unbalanced as well. Our minds are unbalanced. We try to keep it balanced every day. So if you have an unbalanced mind, you know, you do things kind of unbalanced, you know. But first, people have to identify it. People don't want to identify they're wrong within themselves because they want to make their ego protect themselves. Ego and pride is false identities. So when you have an unbalanced mind, 9 times out of 10 you have an unbalanced spirit. You don't know how to balance your spirit. You don't know how to balance your creativity, your imagination. You don't know how to balance yourself. You know, a lot of people are out of tune. They're out of their music. They're playing somebody else's music. You know, it's not a sad thing. These conditions that we are, I don't want to say submitted by, but these conditions that we are in is designed to keep us down when we be aware and identify these things of what we're really going through. You know, the spiritual war. So all this information and, you know, and self-growth of growing, you know, a lot of people get rattled, you know, and they get, you know, they low self-esteem and they don't really have confidence within themselves to say, hey, I got some work to do, I got a job that needs to be done, you know. And the minds of a woman determines the path of humanity. The mind, the body, and the spirit of a woman defines the path of humanity. The mind of the woman has been destroyed, the body of a woman has been destroyed, and, you know, the spirit of a woman has been destroyed because the love of a woman has been destroyed, has been manipulated and hijacked. So basically the woman defines reality. The state of the woman defines reality. That's why they're so sacred, so divine, so mysterious. And so are the children. See, this world's been overly masculated in chaos and corruption and destroyed and to conquer. That's all elements of the ego. So we got to know these things to rebuild ourselves. And then help the people that's outside that we really know that's really going through some spiritual pain, some ancestral pain, They're going through the generational bloodline within their ancestors that came before them, and they're just living their life in iniquity. Some people are paying for their ancestors, That's just a reality. But if you can put your power and use your magic to wake up that soul, to make that person identified by what's really going on and how deep it really is, they can probably unlock that key to close that door, to break the chains. And there's some things in your life that you want to break the chains to as well. Things in your family's, lives that you want to break the chains as well. You can't break no chains. You can't break no chain if you're holding on to a grudge. And a lot of people are just letting people hijack their minds, worrying about what other people think. What you worrying about what other people think for? They're hijacking your mind. Now you're really a slave, because you're functioning and you're moving about your life and how you feel about yourself, or what you're doing and how you're moving, but based upon how about somebody else's things. It's a sad thing. You have to be strong-minded to not let other people's thoughts get into your vibration, get into your frequency. Because people will have bad intentions and put them upon you just by the power of thought. That's how powerful it is. Don't think negativity on me. That's why I tell people all the time, dealing with me come with spiritual consequences. I'm a humble soul and I'm going to walk humble. I'm going to walk in peace. And that's how we should be. But it's always a time for war. Just know you have your mind and your body and your spirit right when it's time for war. Hurt people do hurtful things. Broken people do broken things. And crazy people do crazy things. Loving people do loving things. Like I said, the actions of consistency speaks of soul's true identity. So ask yourself, what's your consistency? What the things you do consistent on a daily basis? Is it governed by love, or is it governed by just ways of the world? Ways of the world. We got to get balanced and we got to get leveled. And we got to help people. That's just, if you're not helping yourself and you're not helping nobody, what are you doing? We got to remind ourselves. I ask myself that like every time I can, what I'm doing. How I'm getting the message across. We just got to rebuild people up because it's broken spirit of people. Do your job because it's necessary. You can be jobless in the world, but your spiritual job is still work to be done. Every moment. You can build it, or you can destroy yourself. Nature is a constant reminder that things recycles itself. And you can recycle yourself in a good way or a bad way. A lot of people are poor in the mind. We have to make them rich in the mind and rich in the spirit. A lot of people don't want to do that because it's they're dealing with too many spirits, too many emotions within the spirits, within their body, whereas though they're confused and they can't come to a real clear thinking of what's best for them. This is why they got to go through bad situations to find out what's really best for them. They have to go through a learning experience or a tribulation of a storm to know what's best for them. But what's living if you can't go through a storm? What's living if you can't go through a battle? We should want these battles. We should not want to run away from it, run away from ourselves, or even hide from it. We should want these battles. It brings purpose. Either you're going to win or you're going to lose. Every decision you make is the option you choose. Either you're going to win or you're going to lose. Every decision you make is the option you choose. It's deeper than checkers. It's deeper than chess. And we just got to give. The more we give, the more things will come together in this peace, because a lot of us want to receive. We have to give to receive. That's bad. That's bad. I got to give you something, and you expecting me to say, oh, I got to receive something from you because I'm giving to you? No. Nature gives us everything every day, every moment. We just take it for granted. See, everybody want a reward, but they already got the best reward, and that's living in its existence. What other reward of this materialistical realm can add up to your existence? The greatest reward of all. You got here. You're here. You're in the experience. Spirits from the spirit realm, they want to be here. Bad as they can. That's why it's called body snatching. They go into souls, they go into people, and they manifest themselves. They turn into, a person that you may never ever know again. But, a lot of people don't know where their emotions are really at, because it deals with a sacred principle. People are having too much sex with the wrong people and wrong spirits. And the game is being played because they're monopolizing your views. They make it seem as though everything is about sex, money, and the materialistical things in this world. So people are lost in sex. They're not really, in love. They're lost in sex. They're lost in that temptation and that feeling and that deception of sex that's dealing with the negative frequency of it. You got to watch who you sleep with, because you're sleeping with spirits, multiple spirits. I never ever thought or came to the rational thinking when I was young that the doctor said, hey, if you sleep with one person, you're sleeping with 5 people. You're sleeping with 5 people, you're sleeping with 25 people. You know what I mean? Never got that until, I matured and I elevated my mind and my thinking to say, whoa, he was onto something. But I dwelled within my surface to understand that you're dealing with multiple spirits within a person when they're having sex. That's how deep it is. It's why people need to go through what? A spiritual cleaning, spiritual therapy, a detox, etc. It's a dangerous game and nobody's willing to clean it. Wherever city you in, you waiting for the trash company in the city to come pick up your trash. Shit, pick up the trash within yourself. You know what I mean? You look back in your past, oh, that was an old man? What? Oh, no, I'm not that person, That was the trash. Take your trash and leave it. Don't recycle this shit. Let it be where it's at. It stank for a reason. A lot of people walking around like they shit don't stink. You're living in your ego if your shit don't stink. You go to the bathroom, your shit stinks. So, and it's like sex is the most sacred thing, It's divine sacred. Like I can't put words on it because there's nothing to really define it, because it's so, important. In the minds of the youth that's being programmed, just want to have sex. Remember that old song, think back in the 90s? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No, let's talk about love. Then we could talk about you and me. Sex is negative, it's lower vibration. Love is where it's at. Love where all that action and all that comes with. The natural element of it. See how they made it artificial just using the word sex? But it is sacred energy exchanging, so don't get it twisted. Spiritual therapy is a must. You must talk to yourself at all times. You must think for yourself at all times. But don't be in a selfish state of mind, in a state of thinking, in a state of doing things. Because if you're thinking selfishly, that karma comes back, because the universe knows, hey, you're just thinking about you. And you're just putting yourself in your own little bubble, and you're separating yourself from everything. Why separate yourself from everything when you're a part of everything? People ask me, who am I? I can't be defined. That's how sacred my divinity and covenant is. I can't be defined. You can look through a dictionary all you want, but those are worldly words. I can't be defined. I'm the mysteries of mysteries. I'm the oneness of all. So is you. Stop putting worldly labels and titles on top of your divinity. It's so sacred. No word can cover it. No word can be surfaced on it. Fuck is these people doing? They want you to be someone, to be part of something when you're part of everything. Don't you see it? You go to the dream realm, you experience everything. Magical things happen in the dream realm. Some people can speak on it, some people can't. Some people got the gift to, tap into the astral realm and do their thing and come back with some real knowledge and information. And some people are, good enough to do it while they're here. It's called thinking. Why do you think you daydream? You're drifting off of consciousness. Dreaming is when you drift off of consciousness. I could be here and talking to you and daydream about something and pick up some information. I'm coming back. Difference is I'm not asleep. Because you got to be tapped in. You can't be zoned out. You got to be zoned in. This is just medicine. I just want to give y'all some medicine, some food of thought. Just eat it. Because the thoughts you eat is the reality you keep. The thoughts you eat is the reality you keep. Forget the food. I'm eating peanuts and raisins, But we all got a job to do. And a lot of people just want to be unemployed. See, the word unemployment deals with the mind. Unemployment. Ment means mind. Unemployed mind. A lot of people got unemployed minds. Oh, you think it's just a job that you go out and you unemployed and you waiting in the line to get a job? No, nigga. That shit is in your mind. Some people are unemployed before they even get a job. A worldly job. Your first job is your purpose. All this other shit, man, it's just designed for your survival. You can survive off of knowledge. Yes, you can. You can survive over knowledge. I don't need all the other shit. I may do it to help my survival, yeah, because we all gotta survive. Gotta survive. It's survival of the fittest. It's like we in the jungle, survival of the fittest. You gotta recognize that lion over there, because if you step over there in that lion's area, it's gonna be some shit. A lot of us in the lion's den don't want to identify it. Oh, no, I'm good. I got money. I know this person. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, you got more job to do within than you may think. We all do. I do. Some people may say, hey, you may know some shit, but I got more work to do. And I'll be quick to tell someone, hey, you got more work to do. Good job is never done. Life is never done. It recycles itself. So even when we leave this plane of existence, our job is never done. Shit, I got a job forever, baby. Woo! It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Don't you want to live forever? If you live in you're working. Your body's working. Your spirit is working. Put it in good use. Spiritual therapy. Let the past go. Spiritual transformation. Transform and forgiveness. Let the past go. It's going to be where it's at. You hold on to that shit, it's going to be your now. It's going to be your now. There's no such thing as the future. It's going to be your now. Because you gave the power of thought. Get into your body, get into your mind, and you're creating it with your magic. It's a beautiful magic show. If people could just learn to tap into it and let go of the ego, let go of the pride, oh man. The heaven here on earth. Create it. Be in it. You are it. Once you identify how sacred and divine you truly are, and you could just sit back and say, hey, no word in the world can define me. This existence, this experience, nothing can compare to it. Mama told your ignorant ass, nothing in this world can compare to you. And she said that out of love. Nothing in this world can compare to you. Just think on it. why we holding on to these things that we trying to put comparisons to us, of who we truly are. If you could think and think deep, but not too deep, you will elevate your mind, your way of thinking. Silence is the best medicine. We in a world full of noise. Silence is the best. Silence is the best medicine. Tap into it. You do meditation, you do the crystal thing, you go out to nature, you listen to music, you draw, go to your creativity and your imagination. These elements have healings. Because why? When you're doing creative things and you're in your imagination, you're happy. You're in your peace. You know, your spirit can cling on to creative things. You know? In school, they made you have art class. That was artificial art class. You are the sacred art. You are the sacred design. To create what you want to create within your reality. But you got to be about love. You can't be in vanity. You can't be in a state of control. Because only the enemy wants to control things. You got to be in a space of freedom, of harmony, prosperity, unity. It all comes together. You can't avoid it. We're avoiding ourselves. People waiting on freedom. The freedom is within. People waiting on freedom. The freedom is within. Go within. You'll find your best friend. Don't matter what you believe, it's what you know. Nothing conquers love. No knowledge, no wisdom. There's no way around it. It's only a war with love and hate. Which side are you on? You could tell me what degrees you got, what people you talk to, what clique you with, what organization you with, what government branch you with. It doesn't matter. I have to ask your spirit, who sent your ass? I had the spiritual discernment. Who sent your ass? You in my life, you in my path, you in my journey. Who sent your ass? You're in my reflection. Man, they make it a political game, but it's a spiritual game. A lot of people being conned by the con artists. The energy of confusion. You're so pure, you're so divine. That essence doesn't spread confusion. It doesn't. It's in its nature. Once you identify that and you know that, man, you got your power. Fuck what other people think. Free game. I mean, since I was a child, it took me a while to learn all of this, you know. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes mental discipline, it takes letting go of temptation. Because when you're in the mind of temptation, the temperature rises, depending on what situation it is. Temptation deals with temperature. Keep your temptation at a low. Don't keep it high. It may come to you high, put that shit low. Burn that shit out. Because the most things that tempt you ain't best for you. A lot of people lost in their temptation. Can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure people can hear me clearly. You know what I mean? Spiritual growth is the best type of medicine. Talking to yourself and being in your love and being in your harmony is your best medicine. Nobody can tell you how to be you. Only yourself can tell yourself how to be you. Just make sure you're in love. Don't wait for nobody to come into your life to say, oh, I'm in love. No, motherfucker, you're not in love. You're not in love until you're in love with yourself. You haven't grown till you cry some damn tears and let that pain go, because tears is medicine for the soul. People that cry have emotions, have feelings. It's letting someone else know that person is alive. If you can't cry, you're not alive. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're not alive. You a dead spirit. You a dead ass spirit. Then that's when I go to war with your ass. Because it's my job. It's my job. You a dead spirit? Oh no, keep your ass away from me. You come any close to me, it's going to be a battle. And blood may shed. And that's what's going on. A lot of people's blood is toxic. No, spiritually toxic. You can rebuild that. The body is amazing. It works in miraculous ways. Millions of organisms recycle itself every damn day. You know, the cells in your body recycle itself every damn day. Nature recycles itself. The woman body recycles itself. Let's recycle the things that we want into fruition in the eyes of greatness and good and unity. Love brings unity. Why separate it from it for what you think you know, or who you think you with, or what nationality, this, that, third, and fourth? Oh, come on. It's all kind of confusion. It's governed by love. Love is the biggest thing. The biggest thing. I'm sorry, I'm just speaking from personal perspective, but if you're in your purpose of love and unifying people, you know, I can't talk to you in any kind of formal way, you know. So you're just doing your job, you know, just doing it different ways, just reaching different people, what you're doing. You know, it's all come back to love. Don't doing your job, and it's in love, you know what I mean? And it's in the purpose. And you're not doing it in vanity and self-image and notoriety, you know, because I've been doing posts all damn, you know, year long, and until I just started to do a few lives, you know. But I was speaking to people through a message. So you're the message in the bottle. Your soul is the message in the bottle. We all in a big-ass ocean. What's your message? Many people that want to conquer and divide live their life in ego and pride. Kind of rhymes too. You know, I'm left-handed. I'm more creative and more more imagination because my left side of my body, which means the left hand is my dominant hand, is controlled by my right hemisphere. So I can really try to tap into this easily. My zodiac sign is a Leo, a lion. Now, if you look at the animal kingdom, the cat holds the highest level of consciousness. Many people don't know that. This is why Egypt and, you know, many ancient civilizations honor the cat. You know, cats hold mystery. Curiosity never killed the cat. They lied to your ass. Ignorance killed the cat. And ignorance will kill your spirit. And to speak on the cats having the highest level of consciousness, cats deal with the woman. Women have a high level of consciousness. A high level of consciousness. We call women cats. We call them females, felines. Oh, you love that cat? And they call us, you know, niggas dogs and shit, you know. But as I look deeper, I can understand, well, my level of consciousness, my level of way of thinking and creativity, my imagination is a little bit more enhanced due to my zodiac sign, the time I was born, 10/10, and I was born on a Saturday. You know. But these are elements and signs that the universe showed me, and I still see numbers. I know a lot of people still see numbers and synchronicities, you know, but those are informations and codes for you to tap in. Tap into, to recognize yourself, like, yo, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling at these moments. Look around me. Am I growing or I'm destroying myself? Self-clarity. Universe throw a lot of signs at you. And the ones that you ignore, whew, you got some work to do. You got some motherfucking work to do. And you don't get paid for it. You don't need to get paid for your fucking work. You here. You already been. It's priceless. What's a man to gain in the world if we what? Lose his soul. A lot of motherfucking sellouts out here. We ain't gonna speak on that. You know? A lot of con artists. A lot of devious motherfuckers. Pay attention. Don't cost you, but pay attention. Your mind pays attention for you. That's why they say, mind your business. You know what I mean? They tell you to mind your business for a reason, because your mind is a business. It's gold. Gold mine. Knowledge is power. Is your knowledge bringing you power? Is your knowledge bringing you power? Are you minding your business? Are you staying in your business? Are you making sure your mind is where it's supposed to be? But your life is all about you, and it's also about everything around you. So we gotta be constant reminders of one another to help build each other. A lot of people are destroyed. A lot of people are facing, more deeper, more powerful spiritual battles within their soul than most other people. But it makes you more powerful to help someone that's going through that type of experience. It makes you more powerful because you can identify it and you can, help someone. Help is always needed. For a person that say they don't need help, they're building a wall up within themselves, and they got to face that wall one day, one moment. You meet someone, they can't tell you certain information about themselves, but they only want to be selective to tell you certain things about themselves because they're building up a wall. They're holding up a wall. But every time they go within their mind, they got to face that wall. And sometimes it'd be hard for them to break down that wall. That wall be stronger than motherfucker. I don't mean to curse. The ones that don't want help, they're lost in their ego, lost in their pride, lost in their thoughts, lost in their mind. I told you, not it's a political game, it's a spiritual game. Shout out to everyone that's watching, that's supporting, that's listening. We just got to get back to ourselves. Forget the conditions. The conditions is only justified by the illusion. It what makes the machine and the illusion work, the conditions. We can't be conditioned by our conditions because our conditions is not our destination. Your density determines your destination. Your density determines your destination. Destination is short for destiny. I want to say destiny is short for destination, I'm sorry. But you get the picture. And we are the painters to the picture of life. Get a canvas, make it very, very colorful. Life can be colorful. It's by your choosing. It's by your doing. And people trying to pimp the game of the universe. Motherfuckers be trying to get over. And that's when that karma comes back. And it haunts you. And it ain't good. Now the karma is building what? Negative energy. And what feeds off of negative energy? Negative spirits. And these how these situations happen. Negative spirits hang on to energy. Anything that deals with negative or even positive. Positive spirits, they protect your ass from negative things. Simple and plain. And we got to get back the power to the woman. Started with her, and it will end with the woman. Life started with the woman, and it will end with the woman. That's why I try to express my thoughts to people that the war was never on the black man, it was on the black woman. If you could think deep, you can pick up on it. The man is supposed to protect the woman without a shadow of a doubt. He's supposed to protect the mind of a woman, the body of the woman, the soul of the woman, the energy of the woman. So the beast energy, or whoever you want to label it, it's like, hey, if I can get to that woman, the man would never be the same. The man will never rise to his true potential. If I can get to that woman, if I can manipulate her mind, body, her thoughts, her divinity, her essence, her existence, things will never be the same. The war is on the woman. And we're just dealing with it every day. We see it every day. Women got so much power. If positive sisters come together and they meditate, they can make things happen. Difference is, this is where you get the negativity of women that were witches and the negative things. They were using magic and sorcery and everything else just for negative things. But it's positive sisters, that get together and they make shit happen. Because they understand their worth, their divinity, their essence, their powers. that they can create, and rebuild love. Reason why I'm speaking on the woman, because it's so important, because if a lot of women can do self-reflecting within themselves, they can tap into their vibrations and their frequencies to help heal themselves, and they can start really working their magic. But as masculine men, we gotta rebuild our sisters. We got a job to do. A lot of people are just too comfortable in their conditions. A lot of people are just too comfortable in the conditions. The woman's so powerful, so divine, so mysterious, and so sacred, can't put words to even define it. That's why it's so important to treat a woman right. The woman that's all negative and all cursing and all, quote unquote ratchet, that's just a spirit in that woman. That woman really don't want to talk like that. It's not her essence to talk like that. It's a spirit in her. The spirit in her messing with her emotions and her vibrations, how she feels. So I'm going to jump off this live right now, but I do appreciate everybody got tuned in. Show love. Please share. Get this little message across. Help someone reflect within themselves, help find themselves within themselves, to save themselves from themselves. So talk to you guys soon, sooner than later. Peace and love to all. See you guys later.